Okay folks, NBS, you know it's coming. A review on this rocker. It's a Chinese make, don't know who makes it, wonder which company actually imported these and started selling them as Chev rockers. I don't know if you'll pick that up, but I've taken a picture of the actual rocker, you might be able to recognise it. Now it's been hitting on the belly there, see those nice shiny marks at the bottom? That was at somewhere from 0 lash to an 1/8 of a turn on the fulcrum nut. Obviously I can't adjust it down to 3/4 of a turn, can I? Because I'll be pressing it even harder against the cylinder head. So it's no good at all. So what is wrong with them? Why are they like that? Stuff that I know actually, but at a bit of a guess maybe, I could say that the roller is sitting in the wrong position relative to the pushrod socket and the fulcrum, and they built it a 30 or 40 error into that. Maybe the pushrod socket is in too deep, making it sit lower. Who knows? Fulcrum could be in the wrong spot. I don't know, I've got nothing to compare it to. We went into town and tried to find another roller rocker, and we couldn't, but they were still the same thickness on the belly side. I think they call that the training. So they were going to probably hit too, but I did not check the comparison between the roller and the pushrod socket in comparison to the centre line of the rocker itself. But whatever, these don't work. They set too low. I want them to go lower because the rocker geometry is wrong. And hopefully I've got a good snapshot of where the markings on the valves with this rocker. Which brings me to another point. Did they build the distance correct from the pushrod socket to the roller tip? Alright, and I'll explain that on the drawing that I'm talking about there. This is a 1.6 ratio rocker, and I'll show you how they should go about getting 1.6 instead of 1.5. Now the roller tip rockers we just put on that are 1.52, so very close to 1.5. So let's have a look at a diagram of what I'm thinking could be wrong with these as well, with the rocker ratio and how they've gone about obtaining that, and it'll be simple enough for me to draw that up for you. Okay, nice simple drawing of a 1.5 to 1 ratio rocker at the top. How do they get that 1 to 1.5? Alright, so it's easy. We'll just stick with simple measurements. There's the pushrod, there's your rocker arm. The length from the fulcrum centre to the pushrod socket is 1 inch, yeah? Not really, it's way less than that, but this is just to show you how they get their rocker ratio. That means the length from the fulcrum to the valve tip is 1.5 inches. So we end up with getting 1.5 to 1 rocker ratio, yeah? That's how you get that ratio. When you're going 1.6, how do you go about changing the rocker to 1.6? Maybe in this case, because the rocker is touching the valve stem on the other side of the centre line, maybe these tosses have just changed the length of that lever arm here and made the roller stick out further. Hey, I don't know, but that seems like the case here, and they've kept this measurement the same. In reality, nothing's changed here. The valve stem is in the same spot. The rocker post is in the same spot, so that distance doesn't change. If you add extra length to your rocker arm, of course it's going to hang on the wrong side of the valve. That's not the right way to change rocker ratios. You change it by shortening this distance here to the pushrod. Okay? It only has to be a very small amount, and then you multiply it by the factor of that length, 1.5 inches, to get your 1.6. Alright, if you understand that, if you know a little bit about mathematics and geometry, you'll realise that if we make that shorter, we change the ratio of that rocker arm. And that's how it should be made. Is this one made like that? I don't know. I can't confirm or deny that. But that is a likely scenario why we have the mark on the other side of the valve. Also, another scenario could be that the rocker arm is too levelled out. It probably need to rock back more, which means we need to shorten the pushrod. but it is so far past the centre that shorting the push rod I don't think is going to help us. So just adding those things up and logically thinking, one would probably say that these tosses have made that arm length too long. All right, that's how they got their 1.6. Not ideal, and as I said, I can't confirm that, but having that wiping out like that is just totally not on. But as I said, I don't know who makes them, who packages them. I think there are quite a few companies that buy these in bulk and just put them in their own packets and put their name against it. Don't know. All right. It could be a pro form, who knows? Could be a pro comp. I've come across those as well. It's definitely not competition cams, and it's not Iskandarian or something like that, well-known cam manufacturers. So who knows what's going on there, but totally unsatisfactory, and it just didn't do the job. So whatever they cost, $300 or $400, maybe even more for a set of rollers, didn't work out too well in this case. So what can I say? I can't give you a brand. I mean, you're going to have to recognise them from the photo I've taken, and the customer can't remember where he got them from either. They came with the engine, so. But we have, in case the picture doesn't turn out, it's a 350, basically 350 Chev. I don't know what the A stands for, but it's 1.6. That's a 1.6 ratio. And as you saw with that diagram I just drew up there, who knows how they got the 1.6, whether they actually did it right or not. All right, but if you've come across one of these, I hope yours work for you, if you've got a set. And if you remember fitting something like this to your engine, I'd be taking the tapper cover off and checking you're not doing that, okay? Not wiping out at the bottom, because maybe you didn't notice that. I didn't notice it when I started. They were low, but I didn't notice they were actually touching. So I nearly got caught out except for the feel when I went to do it that extra half a turn, because that one was only done up maybe an eighth, not even that. So as soon as I tried to do it up to 3/4, I could feel there's something wrong, something's resisting that turn. And now we know why. Okay, so that was picked up. Okay, you might not have picked it up on your car, who knows? But I would definitely go and check. It's definitely worthwhile. If it's happened to this engine, it might happen to yours. So you'll be putting all that aluminium through the engine. Now, it doesn't affect the running of the car, having it wipe out like that. It's just a little bit of extra friction on the bottom of the trunnion, but it's not a good thing. So yeah, especially if you want to change the rocker ratio, the rocker geometry, if you want to go shorter push rods, you've got absolutely no hope with this one, because it's already hitting at an eighth of a turn. What's it going to do when you put a 40 thou, 60 thou shorter push rod in there? It's just going to, the push rod's going to jiggle around. You won't even be able to hit it, really. Okay, so I thought I'd bring that. It's not really a review that I've done, a proper review, because normally I come up with a brand name. But the best I can do is just that photo and what it looks like. Okay, so be wary of that particular brand. It might work for you, it might not. Didn't work for this guy. So just something to be careful of when you're buying parts. Make sure that they fit properly and check all these little things. All right, no point going on any further. I can't add any more to that. We don't know exactly what's wrong with this, whether it was designed correctly. So something's definitely not right. The competition cams roller tip rocker I just put on, oh, it's got massive amount of clearance underneath it, just like a normal stamped rocker, the original rocker. So it's good. It'll do the job very nicely. And I actually have fitted heaps of those comp cam ones in the past, and I find them to be very reasonable. All right, guys, that's the best I can do on this one. I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention that this is what's happened in this motor, and I hope it doesn't happen to you. All right, I'll catch you in another video.